Good morning, traders. It is Thursday, May 23rd, 2019. It is about 3 minutes till cash open, so 6:27 a.m. Pacific time. Welcome to my video trading journal, my accountability. Let's try that again. My accountability tool. It's something that I started to review my trades about a year ago, and it really improved my trading. So I highly recommend that you do this as well. And I just figured, since I had a stockpile of videos, I'd just start posting them online and share them with the world. So that's where we're at. What you're looking at here is the Jigsaw daytradr platform. There's 5 products here. We do a quick review every morning for people that are new. All the way over here on the left is the Ultra Bond, symbol UB. Right here is the ZB, which is a 30-year bond. Right here in the middle is the ZF, which is a 5-year T-Note. Right here is the ZN, which is the 10-year T-Note. And all the way over here is the ES, which is the E-mini S&P. And those the letters that I'm saying, the ZN and the ES, those are the future symbol. So just so you know, these are all futures products. No stocks, no ETFs, no charts, no indicators here. This is all trading on order flow using order books or price ladders, depth of market, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing. Excuse me. So we got about less than 2 minutes to cash open. Real quick, let's look at a chart just to see what the overnight action did. So this is kind of, we had the open over here in the overnight, just sort of bid up, turned into a trend, popped the high, came down, they bought support, popped the high, bought support, popped the high. Then we kind of ran out of steam here, and we've just been trading basically from 20 in this level ever since. So the pit action's been kind of muted thus far. It's like almost like they're waiting for data, which we have over here. We had jobless claims that came out as expected. We're looking at the Thursday, May 23rd calendar. We have a couple auctions, a 4-week auction, 6-week auction, some Fed speakers, and we have a 10-year auction at 10 a.m. our time, which hopefully would be done by that. But so we have new home sales that comes out at 7 a.m. our time, and that could be a mover, but it'd be a very brief mover. The only thing I'll say right now is just we've had some consolidation again at this 20 level, as you saw on the chart during the overnight. We'll see if that holds as we have cash open. You could see it right here. Fairly muted. We have a gap down scenario in the S&P, all equities actually. So we'll see how that holds up. As far as areas of interest, obviously the overnight high, overnight low, those are always areas where we look to engage. We like to participate on the outsides of the market, because this product, the Treasury products, typically are oscillating. So they trade back to their mean reversion, so they trade back to the mean normally. Every now and then you get a trend day where these things just bolt one way or the other. A lot of the range is established overnight, typically. Again, all typically. Just make sure you have your stops in place just to mitigate your losses, obviously. And what the last thing you want is to have string together a bunch of successful days and just blow up your account in one day. It's happened to me many, many times. So that's what I try to avoid as much as possible, and that's why I like participating on the outskirts of the market, because that's exactly, I know exactly where I'm wrong. So with that said, we are just going to kind of watch and see what happens in the first few minutes of cash open. I'll let the video run, probably shut the mic off. It's another rainy, cold, crappy day in San Diego. Yes, we have them. San Diego, California. So I will probably end up putting some socks on and light the fire and try to warm things up around here while we just kind of watch and let things shake out. It's 2 minutes into cash open. Looks like we kind of bounced off this level one more time, but we'll see. A lot of volatility in the first few minutes of the open, so you don't really know. That's where we can actually bust these levels, like over here in the 30-year and over here in the 10-year. It'll just blow right through these levels at this time, also during announcements. So with that said, mic off, just kind of watch. My guess is we get up to the overnight high here pretty soon, and we could look at an opportunity or two. So a few things to note here is that if we look across all these products, we see how this high was rejected very quickly the last time we were up here. Obviously that was during the overnight, so take it for what it is. And the other thing that's kind of noteworthy in my opinion is just the lack of buying aggression. As soon as I say that, buyers start pushing this thing higher. Holy cow, what the hell just happened? Oh, we had PMI, I guess. Didn't really think that was much of a mover, so I didn't mention it in the overview this morning. But apparently that's a bit of a mover. So let's see if we get rejection here at the overnight high. Oh yeah, it was a bit of a miss. Oh, what the hell just happened? So basically we got 2 ticks over the overnight high. Not enough for continuation. in my opinion. So that is not a violation. 2 ticks over here in the 30-year, again, not a violation. That's typical. Looks like seller's starting to slam this thing back down. It's still a little bit too volatile, in my opinion, just because of that data that just came out. We also have new home sales in about 12 minutes. So I'm just going to hang out. I think, and let that pass and look for this thing just to kind of settle down. That's more my trading style. I know it's boring for a lot of people, but I'd rather have this thing just kind of find its range and then just trade it back and forth with a little bit of size. Not be interrupted by data or tweets. Look at the 5-year. Look how aggressive it is at the highs. How they're buying it right back up to the high. So this has kind of turned into like a buying frenzy here. I've seen this before, and this could go quite a ways. If you want to get in on it, I would suggest just buying a pullback. Let it pull back a few ticks and jump in. But just be very, very careful, because it could turn at any second. I mean, look how strung out these are. Look at this 10-year. Look how strung out all these single prints running through here. Eventually it'll come back and repair this normally, again, normally. But it's 6:56 a.m. Pacific time. So we got that data coming out at 7 a.m., which is in about 3 minutes. So new home sales, big miss. Expected was, previous was 4.5, estimated was negative 2.8, and we actually came in at negative 6.9%. So that's a big miss. We'll see what happens. Just bought that pullback. We're going to see if we can, if this this frenzy continues based on that weak data and just the price action, what's been happening. Like I said, I've seen this in the past. It's just incredibly volatile, and just got to be really quick to pull things off, put them on. Like this should have gone already. Always a little nervous on those. But I wanted to see that push through a lot faster than it did. Looks like the ES is catching a bid, which probably put some pressure on us to get back down into this range. Better off just trading small size on a day like this if you are going to trade it. So if this does drop in, I would think that the overnight high would act as obvious support. So at this point, we're just basically looking for a shelf to start developing. If either that or you can just buy this, looking for continuation higher, or if we get a shelf start to develop anywhere in here, you can buy that for looking for, again, the move higher. Otherwise, you can try sell the high. Looks like we're going up, back up again. And what we'd want to see up here is, again, like a lot of sellers absorbing buying to sell this back down. Things have kind of calmed down a little bit. It's 7:08 a.m. Pacific time. There's kind of a disconnect now from what I can tell between what's going on over here in the ES and what's happening over here in these products, especially the treasuries. They're kind of trading on their own now. I feel like there was some missed opportunities here. I was really tempted to buy 29, 29.5, but I figured the risk reward was kind of equal. I wasn't anticipating this pushing much farther through the highs, but obviously I was wrong on that. Something tells me this isn't over yet. But as of right now, I think the only buy opportunity, it would be at 29, 28, half, where this taper comes down. I was kind of hoping this 31 level would build a little bit more, but we popped right through that. Looking for a short, that is. Days like this are tough, man. I mean, you could try to jump in somewhere. I mean, the next level of support for the ES, the E-mini, would be at 28. And we get down through that, and I mean, good luck. What I will say is we are getting into kind of a nice round number up here in the ZN, the 10-year. just 125 even. And we're also approaching that in the 30-year, coincidentally. So that could be something. Long-term traders might key in on that. So this isn't really the environment you're going to see. Could be, I don't know. I just saw buyers kind of step back up. This is an obvious level here. I saw them step back up to start to buy this thing. We've had two attempts to get down through this previously, and we couldn't make it. This just seems like an obvious spot for buyers to step up. Wanted it at 28.5, but that's fine. This is just sort of taking a shot. That's what we wanted to see. Some more pushback by buyers there. Just need people to pile on now. Got the bonds a couple ticks off that level. Keep an eye on the 5-year. Ultra bonds all the way 4 ticks up. Just not willing to sit in that too much longer. So at this point, it's going to be basically the existing high, which is zeros, or maybe the overnight high. But we're basically in the range now, we're basically in range now. And you don't really know when you're wrong. We did see some absorption here. Anyway, hour and a half into the day, it's almost 8 a.m. Pacific time. There is this is probably a lot of European short covering. It's this little rally thing that's going on right now. So we'll see if we get some sort of a turn. 8 a.m. is typically where you see a shift in the day, shift in the sentiment. Not typically, but you can. It's possible. And it's a pretty volatile day. Can't really expect anything to hold to a tick. So you don't really know exactly where you're wrong. Would not be surprised if this bid all the way back up, of course. Let's see if we can get this push higher over here in the 30-year. Let's clear that out. Damn, just can't get above this level 24. can't catch a bid, man. Cannot catch a bid. Damn. Just cannot catch a fucking bid. Fucking motherfucker. Let's fucking go, man. Go fucking rip this thing higher. Fucking cocksucker. Oops. Got to get above 26, this little step here. Pop this thing. So I would expect a bounce off 28.15, the low in the ES. So I'm tempted to cover this prior to getting to that level. Simply because you would expect this to fall back in. You'd expect the 30-year to fall back in at that point. Also, we're approaching getting into the highs, so people are going to cover moving into the highs. In fact, I'm just going to move that to 28. Pulled that order because I just saw this melting off and they're still attacking up. I just pull it off. It might go higher, but that's the safe bet. And like I said, we're going to drop into the lows here and expect to push off those. And I think this would fall in a little bit. Notice how the notes over here are still several ticks off the highs, but the bonds are basically approaching the highs, or at the highs. I think it's important to note too that we saw all that short covering going up into the European close, and then Europe closes and it just sells right back down. It's just a little bit of context. It's kind of an art form as far as interpreting context. This video is 2 hours at this point. And my only concern with that is just that it's such a huge size file on my computer, and you get it into the editing software and the editing software, and it can crash it because it's so big. So I'm gonna stop the video. I might make more trades. Actually, no, I'll just pause it, and that'll kind of save me. And if I start something back up, I'll unpause it. So if I don't come back, then good luck out there in trading world. See you guys tomorrow.